Welcome to another edition of Survival Mode, where we give entrepreneurs a step-by-step roadmap to starting their own business. I'm Bert Robinson.
I'm Kevin Beers.
I'm Michael Grant Jr.
You can reach us by email at hello@survivalmode.live or check out our website at www.survivalmode.live. Let's get to it. Welcome back to another edition of Survival Mode. We're in step number 4. We have already talked about the purpose and value of registration and accounts, and we talked about registration for compliance and proper positioning. But now we're going to get into the standard business registration of accounts. Okay, that means that we're going to get down into the work. Okay, we've got what we're going to do. Now we're going to do a little bit more work, and more work. I hate to say it like that, but this is. Starting your own business, this is where the work comes in, and it just continues and it just continues. But just think about it this way. Once you get all these steps done, you're going to be able to breathe a short sigh of relief, because when you start your business, then it's going to get going. All right. So standard business registration and accounts. Now, the more accounts and registration, the better for visibility and credibility purposes. So you just got to make sure that you organize and manage and maintain all the information properly and securely. That means I've got to work. Now, the person who I'm not going to go to him first, but who I always think about is organizing. Okay, and I tease him all the time. You know what, Kevin? I really do tease you on that. I really do. I shouldn't do that. Kevin, I really do apologize on doing that. Okay.
I actually don't believe you.
Good. All right, that's good. I'm glad you don't believe me, because I'm going to continue. But Kevin, when I'm going to go into, I'm going to move around a little bit, because visibility and credibility of accounts. Now, that's your forte. And you always want to make sure that the businesses are visible. Why do you want to make sure that they're visible, Kevin?
Well, if nobody knows you're there, you can't get any benefit. The thing about it this way, if you, let's say you open a store, but you open it in the middle of the woods and you don't tell anybody you're there, when are you going to see a customer? Now, we're not talking about opening up a store right now. What we're talking about are these accounts and registrations. We need to have as many accounts as possible, which lends to our credibility. So if we try to open up an account, we can say, hey, I got these other accounts open. You go check you can check me out with that. That lends to your credibility. Plus, if someone is searching for something, you start showing up in different places. If it's a Google search or whatever, you start showing up. When people are looking for you, if you're a business owner, you want them to find you. Because if they don't find you, you got no business.
But Kevin, do you use all those different, you're saying you use all the different platforms out there, right?
Well, it depends on your industry. It depends on what you're doing.
There you go.
It's got to be very strategic.
I knew you were going to answer it that way. Now, Michael, all right. We talk about the A's. We love all these different letters that we use. Awareness, attention, and attraction. When you're registering these accounts, now that's a part of credibility. Give us your take on, awareness, attention, and attraction.
Absolutely. That's a part of credibility, because as Kevin mentioned, if they can't see you, if they can't find you, they can't patronize you. You can't get the money. So when you look at certain accounts and registrations in regards to attraction, awareness, being in front of the people, some of the, and here's, let me also say this. A lot of these accounts are not expensive, and most of them, in some regards, are free. For instance, the Google profile, business profile, that's a very important account that needs to be established. It's free, but it's so important because it verifies your identity, it makes you visible, it puts you in a place where people can find you. It does all that in one. And so now when you're looking at your business, when you want to get attention, attraction, and awareness, that is a standard registry, standard account rather, that needs to be established with when you're starting a business.
Okay. All right. Now let's get into the aspect of financial accounts. Now, I want your both get both of your takes on those. Now, we talk about the bank accounts and one, the merchant and payment processing accounts. A lot of
Mhm.
people don't look really deep into that. And we're going to talk more. I know, Michael, that's your forte there. Um, Bookkeeping and accounting software. Kevin, I'm going to ask you about that, but let's go back to this. Bank accounts for your business, important, and how you do that, really important. But Michael, let's get into that merchant payment processing accounts.
Okay.
That I mean, that's how your money comes in, not just cash, but credit cards and things, PayPal and all that stuff. How important is to find the right one for your business?
It's extremely important to find the right one for your business. Now, you have a lot of universal payment processing companies and platforms out there in today's society, but you should do your due diligence to identify which one really truly understands your particular industry. Okay. Now, I also want to mention, Bert, we talked about bank accounts. Now, I want to incorporate that in this as well. People need to understand when you establish a bank account, not only are you separating your money, your professional money or your business money from your personal money, but also you are establishing a track record. That bank account is also going to be used for identity verification and for income verification or revenue verification. You see, so merchant account, bank accounts, all that stuff ties in and it serves more than one purpose. So this is why we try to make sure we reiterate that it's extremely important to establish these accounts in the beginning because you're going to need them sooner or later.
All right. Well, before I get to Kevin, now, if you want more information of what we've talked about so far, you can reach us by email at hello@survivalmode.live or go to our website at www.survivalmode.live. Get tons of information for you. We can't put it all in an hour show, but we can give you a little bit here, a little bit there. All right, Kevin. Now, let's talk about that bookkeeping accounting software. Now,
Mhm.
you've used several different softwares. Wait, I do recall you said that in the beginning you had free software. How did you do that?
Well, there's many of the software companies will offer you a free trial, so
Mm-hmm.
you can try it out. This is a really good time because you don't act. You're going to need something, but you have very few numbers to transfer from one program to another if you don't like a piece of software. This is a really good time to try them out. So get a piece of software, try it out. Does it do what you need it to do? If not, you can move on to the next one. But because you are doing some business with the banks and maybe you're spending some money and you want to keep track of those kinds of things, you put those numbers in. But if you switch to another piece of software, you have to transfer those numbers over to the new software. But now you only have a few numbers to worry about. So it's not that big of a deal. This is a really good time to try it out. Don't wait till you need it because if
Yes.
when you need it, then you got to try 5 packages at the same time, trying to figure out which one works for you. And every one has a learning curve to it. So get one now before you've actually even done any business. Try it out, see what the features are. Does it really do what your business needs it to do? And that's basically how it's free. When you start using it as a business, free software at that point will probably not do what you need it to do when you're actually running your business.
And I want to put a tip out there. This is my tip. When you're getting these things done in the beginning, leverage your CPA, leverage your accountant, because this information is going to be used for your taxes. It's going to be used for your taxes. So, leverage the people that you need. We talked about that in earlier steps, but it's very important. You know what, guys? I find it a trend that when we talk about all of these different steps, we always say that everything is very important. We always say that everything is very important.
I never thought about that.
Guess what? It's all very important.
It is.
That's exactly right. Because if you skip any of these steps along the way, you're going to run into trouble. You want to make sure all your I's are dotted, your T's are crossed.
Okay.
And I want to add this too. As you both have confirmed, but also look at it like this. This is why establishing a business, this is why it's so hard. I don't know if that's the right terminology, the right
No, that's it.
word.
That's it. That's
Okay.
right. It's hard.
It's because it has so many variables. That's why you have to do this, you have to do that. You gotta register properly. You gotta be in the right location. You gotta factor in financials. You gotta market. You gotta by the time you look, you have established a whole internal economy for yourself. It's like you're like a king, and that's what I tell people. Actually, when you think about it, you're the king of your business castle. So you have to be an expert. I call it a expert economist. You have to really be able to factor in all the information, look at the data. You got to look at every single thing and use that information to your advantage. So it is difficult, but
Yeah,
it is so well worth it when it's done right.
right. But in a lot of stuff, I'm going to have to add to that, Michael, that you still need to leverage because you don't know everything and you leverage the people that you need to leverage and learn from them while you're going through all these steps. You
Wow.
learn from them. I mean, it is, man, I'm telling you, marketing, I learned a lot. And we're going to talk
Leverage and
more
learn.
about marketing, but, goodness gracious, so much. Go ahead, Kevin.
Yeah, one thing I wanted to say was we said a couple times now, this is very difficult. Let me just say that if you don't do the steps in the right order, it will be more difficult down the road. You get them done now while it's less difficult.
Right.
I'll agree with that one. I'll agree with that one.
That was good.
Oh, that was good. Okay. You can reach us at Survival Mode. Well, you can reach Survival Mode at www.survivalmode.live. That's the website. Or you can email us. We'd love to hear from you. We've got a couple of emails we'll talk about later. But that's at hello@survivalmode.live. We'll be right back with the last part of step number 4.